Hi guys, it's Borkson. Hello, welcome to my channel. If you're new here, welcome back if you've been here before. So guys, when I start videos, I'm clipping. Now I'm starting to just not even introduce myself, not introduce my channels, and just get right into the video. Yeah, because I'm used to doing that for Vlogmas guys, but I'm trying to do that. So guys, today is end of the year Q&A, where I have 16 questions, maybe even more top of my head, that I want to answer, and some of them actually did come from my account, like people just commenting, so I figured I would answer. So guys, I want to show you guys something real quick. You guys can see this got ripped out by one of the cats, and I ripped it out quite beautifully because this is there you go. See, the further you guys, I'm gonna hold this up close to my face so I don't know, I can see it, and you can see it had a backside of this, which is blank. But don't worry guys, here on this channel, Harry and Michelle and Mrs. Borkson, we do not waste paper. So if I have to, I'll do a little movie review on the back of this. End of the year Q&A. Question 1. What was the best thing that happened to you this year? Oh, we're starting off with a positive comment. Okay, the best thing that happened to me was King. He is a purebred beagle. He was my true love, in my opinion. He is my guardian angel. He is everything light in my world. Of course, I met back up with my friends, and I reconnected with my friends, and I made that kind of thing. I mean, when they got closer to family, but King was what really like kept me grounded when I didn't know if I had next week or a week after. I'm not gonna get into it because I don't want to get copyright claimed, but not copyright. I don't want to get striked on YouTube. Guys, King was there for me when I thought that I had nothing to live for. That dog brought my ice heart back to life. I won't say it's a dog. Why? Anyway, guys, I'm a big animal lover. I had a nightmare last night that someone was trying to dog nap him, and I had to go down and check him. I knew he was in the house because it's too cold to be outside, and he was fine. He was sleeping. I woke him up. Okay, this is a question I get a lot from people. Where are your dolls? I mean, I've gotten where your stuffed animals, where your action figures, because you guys know that. Okay, guys, and I've said this in 50 million videos. I'm just gonna say it again. They're at my childhood home. I have some dolls here. As you guys seen, I did do an all my doll collection video, but it was a small collection of like 7 dolls, 6 in box, and a Bratz Yasmin. All the rest of my doll collection you guys have seen are at my childhood home, and I'm gonna warn you guys now, not all of them are gonna make it here. I have a lot of duplicate dolls. I have a lot of dolls that already been thrown out 20 years ago. 23 years ago. I have a Hermione doll is missing an arm. I have an American Girl doll, and I'm not gonna Girl Argent. Oh, sorry. The American Girl doll is not missing her arm. It's rigged. My dad put it on. He rigged it. See, guys, I'm talking about dolls. I had to bring up Dad. I did the leggies to bring him up. Yeah, my dad rigged my doll's arm because I was too busy crying. And then my other doll, my baby born, her arm fell off. Dad rigged it. It fell off again. I don't know what happened. I think it got when we sold the house. It was in there. And I have Jalissa, you guys know, my porcelain doll. She's missing a leg. The lady who even sold it to me was gonna throw her anyway, so Jalissa may even go. I just gotta take the jewelry off of her and her clothes. But I love Jalissa though, so I don't want to sell her. New hobbies this year. I guess maybe do have any new hobbies this year, but I was trying not to waste paper. Yes, guys, I've gotten to diamond painting. It's really fun. And it's stressful kind of like lining up. When it's done, guys, it gives me such a good feeling to see everything lined up. 4. What was the most important goal you achieved this year? The most important goal I had this year, I want to go to my childhood home. My family home, if you guys don't know, was passed down through generations. From my step-grandfather to my grandmother. He bought the house for her, for my grandmother, for my family, for my grandmother, my father, and my uncles. And at the point, my aunt was already not living with them at one point. She knew not got her own place very young. That I believe my grandparents were my great grandparents helping her with. That's not my business, but anyway. And my goal was to at least leave that family home because I've lived there for 14 straight years with my elderly disabled father. I lived there for a while when we had 2 family homes. I lived in one on the weekends with my family, and then, whatever, guys. I was there too long. The neighborhood isn't really good quality. The house itself is beat up. There's years. The house then passed from my grandmother when she died. I never met her. She died before I was born. In 2000, no, 1980 something. I'm not gonna give out the years for privacy reasons. The house passed to my grandma. Then it passed to my grandmother very shortly after my step-grandfather bought it. He moved out. They broke up, whatever. The house passed to my grandfather. And in February of this year, the house passed to me. And I was already starting to grow a really big resentment towards the house, guys, because we're going to get into this, like, worst thing that happened this year, so I always just say it's indeed a wrap. My father fell there and ended his life. It was a horrific event for me, and if January 23rd blows off the calendar, I will be like, yes, if February, guys, honestly, I think of the 23rd way worse than February 1st, which is the day my dad actually passed. It was really bad. I don't want to give out too much more information than that because I don't want anyone finding where his resting place. And my mother is actually with him, but anyway, that was my big goal. I wanted to leave my family home because it started to feel like there was just ghosts of my family there. Like, I'm the only one left is me, my uncle, and my own brother and his kid who lived there. Family, like, we're the only ones left that have lived in that house, so it feels like it's a ghost of my family. In what do you think you have made the biggest improvement, maturity-wise? It's Brooks and what? That's 5. Guys, I was pretty mature before that. People keep underestimating me, guys. I had trouble cleaning. And I would try, guys. I would help my father, just daily tasks of just, I wouldn't bathe him, that's a little too much, but I would help him get washcloth together, make sure that the water was warm enough. I'd give him soap and water and a clean towel and all to dry himself with. He was paralyzed from the neck down, if I didn't say so. He was paralyzed from the neck down. So I was pretty mature. I was doing the cooking, and my cooking skills are not good. And the man ate my food up. But anyway, he said, "Oh, it has to be good. I can eat army food. And I can eat anything. I can eat army food." And I was like, that's a nice comment. But I've improved a lot more now, guys, where I don't take crap from nobody. If someone puts me down, like, oh, I haven't had anyone actually say this in my face, but I'm suspecting some people probably have said this. Oh, what a whack job weirdo. Like, her father fell in front of her and became paralyzed. What a weirdo. I would then educate the person and be like, that don't look down on me, because that can happen to anybody. So I've matured a lot. And I try and take care of myself now, which is something that also I'm trying to mature on, because I don't understand where it's just me. And of course, King as well, my dog. I'll talk about it for 5 seconds. What was the most challenging part of the year for you? We just said it. My father fell to his death in front of me while I watched. Let me back up, guys. I am healing from this. Even in my nightmares, I'm like, this doesn't hurt this bad anymore. I still, like today, guys, I had a nightmare that somebody called me and had my paralyzed father. My father, like I said, broke his neck. He shattered his shoulder. He broke his ribs. He fell and broke his ribs. He collapsed his lung. He had lung cancer, by the way, and prostate cancer. He shattered and dislocated his shoulder, broke both forearms, broke both collarbones, and broke his neck. And it was horrendous. I mean, guys, that was the biggest challenge I faced. The day I said, "Daddy, you can let go," when I actually held his hand, there's pictures, but I'm never going to show it just because my father's face is in my picture. And the cancer, my father had full-blown cancer, and it was draining him. He had arthritis, had myasthenia gravis. The man was completely crippled. Disabled, or crippled, disabled, kind of crippled too. He was special at that point. And he had hit his head. I mean, at his funeral, I was even saying, who hit him in the head? Like, who hit him in the head? I will go unalive that person. Who hit him? And I was, like, getting really angry, like, right in front of my dad's family, who we never see. I was like, who hit him? Who hit him? Like, who knows who hit him? Because I will knock that person out. My brother had to say, "Brooks him." Remember, he fell. The way he died, like, he fell. He probably hit his head in impact, and you just didn't see, because I didn't see, guys. I turned my head. Thank God I was getting my shoes. That was the hardest challenge I had to face this year, and this was the worst part of this year. But you know what, guys? I look at the day my father died as more of a release day. I look at the day he fell as the worst day of my life. And guess what? The anniversary is coming up of a year. So guys, I'm sorry, I don't mean to make this video kind of depressing. I just wanted to just say that is what happened. And what was the most fun you had this year? Okay, come from something so deep to something so fun. You guys know, like I keep saying, I haven't said in another video, I adopted a dog this year. He's been my whole life. Hanging out with King is one of the fun. I've had a lot of fun this year, actually, guys. I had more fun this year, I think, than I did last, which is kind of sad, you guys. Kind of sad. Oh, I go out with my friends every couple months. We had a Christmas party. I reconnected with Nancy and Nina, I'm not gonna say their names, and we hung out. We had girls' days. We talk on the phone, guys. Like every night, I have someone to talk to. I go to my other friend's house. And I have sleepovers with her. So I've had a lot of fun stuff this year. It's just I had to do all this after my father passed, which is what stinks. I just wish that my dad could have lived to see me so happy, because I'm even admitted at the end, guys. I was upset that my dad. I told my dad I cried a lot because I was trying to force him out of that house. I knew something was gonna happen. I was like, Dad, I told him flat. It broke my heart to tell him. I said, Dad, look, I said, you know, there's a lot of this. I cried myself to sleep, which I did. Then I don't want to see you so crippled. And I even like tried to get him to walk. I noticed he could not, guys. So that's kind of a sad point. Yeah, so I just wish that Dad could see me so happy and could see me smile. I think about King. It's just putting a big smile on my face. I love that dog, but I'm worried about him. Beagles, which is the breed that King is, they're really hard to train. I know that from the past, from Buddy, my childhood dog. Come on, guys, I got a cough. Don't do it on camera. Sorry, guys. I did it on camera, right? If you could travel to the beginning of this year, what would you change? Really? Yeah. That's exact. Guys, I don't know, though, because if I go back to the beginning of the year, first off, I'm going back to where I was not mentally stable. I had... I don't like that. I mean, who wouldn't, guys? I would go back to January 1st, grab almost 33-year-old me, and shake her, and I would tell her flat out, if I could go back and travel back in time and relive this whole year, I wouldn't do it for $1 million. I wouldn't do it for the most stable stability in my life. This has been the worst year of my life, guys. But if I could, I would grab my younger self and I would tell her, Dad's gonna fall January 23rd, 2023 at 12, I think 12:15 or something like that. PM, AM, because Dad felt AM. You were asleep, you were bit by a spider and it knocks you out for a couple of days. Dad was also starting to get physically upset. He said, why can't I walk anymore? I'm a shadow of the man I used to be. And I would shake at my younger self and tell her everything. Tell her he does not survive. He breaks his neck. You need to get him out of that house. You need to take Dad's tools and beat that house up so bad the two of you cannot live in it. You have to get him into in 90. I think they have 85 pluses. I'm not sure, guys. To an elderly home, not like a home, guys. Like to a. I don't believe in nursing homes, by the way. I'll do a whole separate video on that. I don't believe in nursing homes, but I'll do a whole separate video on that. But you know, get him to a 75 plus housing right now. Even if you can't live with him, he can still live there, and you can come take care of him. Like, no, we can get an apartment for me, get a condo, whatever. We were talking about getting a duplex, because that's what I wanted to do. But yeah, I wouldn't go back in time for all the money in the world to relive this. Guys, like I said, when I say, oh, this is the worst year in my life every year, no, it seems like, guys, I say that every year this is the worst year of my life, but this one actually was. Like, this is the worst year of my life. I would never relive it too, just because of the fact that I feel like I'm so far past that pain, I wouldn't relive it to save my life. Okay, 9 is, what are some words to describe this year? So I'm going to say tragic, heart-shattering, because it might be 2 words, and life-changing. But I guess that's more than 3 words, but you guys know, like, it's changing. The extra word, it's been loving. I felt a lot of love this year. I felt a lot of goodness this year. And you guys know, I had made some friends with some cats and all, so I'm good. 10, if you could travel back in no time to the beginning of the year, what advice would you give yourself? Okay, so it's slightly different. I already answered this, though. What advice would I give myself, and what would I do? I already answered this because these 2 questions are very, very similar. I would give myself advice on January 23rd. I would word myself, and I would give myself the props. I would tell myself, and first off, I'd also give myself advice. This is a slightly different answer. Give myself advice on, don't let anyone in that house. The moment they declare Dad dead, the cause of death, the time of death, which I was there when they called, do not let anybody in that house. Guys, it was the sweetest thing, though. My friend actually called me for 5 minutes. When I got off the phone with her, I came in, and like 3 minutes later, my dad died. So my friend was with me at the end. She was giving me words of acclamation. She was saying, I love you, I love you, I love you. And if your dad can hear this, let him know he is loved. Anyway, guys, so yeah, give advice and tell myself, don't let that fall down the steps. He was a stubborn old gent. Guys, I remember him telling me stories about this. Sorry, guys. You live in an area, urban area, you get a lot of cars. About a doctor who was performing a surgery. He said he was a proud old gent. And I'm like, yeah, that's Dad. He was a proud old gent up to the end. Okay, so guys, yeah, so I would give myself advice on not letting anyone in that house. I mean, I know one of my friends had actually called a caseworker, a CPS person, an adult protective service person, disguised as a person that can help you get a job. I had a bad feeling about it is what it is, right? The woman shows up, barges in my house, kicks me out of my house, tells me the house is going to be taken away from me. Now, I have a legal document saying I own my house. I signed it up here. I'm like, what? Like, I have a deed. In one hand, it says, my father owns the house. I have another deed in my hand that says, my grandmother owns the house. It was the old deed. And I have a will that says, I have two wills in the other hand. One saying my grandmother willed the house to my dad. And I have another will that says my dad willed it to me. And then I'm like, I just haven't had a chance to switch the house over in my own name yet. My dad had just died. But yeah, guys, that's advice I give myself. Don't let anyone in your house ever. That's why I'm a hermit. I think, no. It was the status of the goal I set last year, and what goal do I want to set this year? Okay, goals, guys. Goals I set last year. Well, I wanted to move out of my house, like I said, and I wanted to be more happy, which I kind of got that. I kind of got that too. I hang out with fur friends. The goals I'm setting this year is more for my personal journey. I think this year I want to be more like, guys, I also want to start because I know that it's a little TMI, guys, but I was starting to lack showering and bathing myself due to my depression, and I suffered severe depression. You guys know at the beginning of this year, it was bad. I'm coming back though, but I feel like I'm not coming back quick enough. So I whitewash. Guys, I wash every day. I'm trying. My goal is for hygiene and health. So, guys, just my goal is for hygiene and health. Make sure my teeth are all healthy. I brushed my teeth yesterday. It was a little sore, but today it was fine. So, I don't know. For hygiene and health and just overall for me. What was the video you like to film the most? So, guys, there's so many videos. I like to film all my videos, most collection videos. Like all my this, all my that, like all my dolls, all my stuffed animals, my action, my makeup, my hair, my nails, costume jewelry, earrings, bracelets. Like doing collection videos, I think, seem to be my favorite. I used to do what all my dolls were wearing for winter. You know what, guys? I'll do that video again, but with the dolls I have here, what all my dolls were wearing for winter, because some of them are wearing clothes, most of them are wearing clothes, little costumes and all. So I think that'd be fun. So I could do what all my dolls are wearing for winter video. That I like doing what my dolls are wearing for each season. 13. What is something you have appreciation or new appreciation for? The video was something you gain appreciation for. Well, guys, I would say family and animals. And friends. To me, a good friend is family. They're just extended family, guys. So family and animals and just life in general, you guys. I'm starting off this year. Just starting off this new year. Today's the 30th, by the way. Today's Vlogmas Day 30, but this isn't a Vlogmas video. Okay, guys, I'm starting off this year so much more positive than I ended last year. I'm ending this year so much more positive than I ended last year. I'm going to start next year so much more positive than I started this year. Because last year, I had a goal that I could not set. I had a goal that I wanted my father to walk again. He had a stroke, by the way, guys. I know he's gone, but like I said, this video focuses on this year, and this year was the year I lost him. My dad had a severe silent stroke last year, and it affected his mind, his memory, and his legs. So I wanted him to come back to the way he was, and I made the mistake of starting to cry one time when I tried to get him to walk. And he could not. And I made a mistake of crying in front of him. And I was like, I just want the dad back that I grew up with. And it broke my heart. Or I realized that I probably broke his heart saying that to him. Like, I don't think he could hear me though. Dude, you had to scream. Like, loud volume for him to hear you. And I remember the clip it. I remember at one of the family funerals, like my cousin sat next to him and said, "How you doing, Uncle Pert?" And he was like, "I can't hear you," screaming. She said, "Uncle Pert, I'm not gonna yell at you, hon. How you doing, Uncle Pert?" And he still couldn't hear, so I was like, okay. Man had serious hearing loss. What moment made you feel deeply supported? Okay, that's a very easy one. We've been talking about, I mentioned several times video, losing my father. It was the hardest day of my life. Not the day he died, the day he fell. I felt alone. I was scared. I felt that no one was going to, I was convinced that they were going to come arrest me for, sorry guys, I said a word on YouTube I don't think you're allowed to say. So I was convinced that they were going to arrest me for unaliving him. I was scared. I was like, this isn't happening. Like, they might actually, they have to, guys, I want to give you guys a tip, but when somebody falls that significant and when they're that elderly and somebody has those kind of injuries or just those kind of injuries alone, they have to investigate. If it would have been me, they would have to investigate it. Dad, they had to investigate. So they actually did clear me. I will say they cleared me very early in. They got the victim statement. They cleared me very, very early in. And my dad was even saying, no, my daughter did not do this. I went to put on my shoes and it went down that quick. So they cleared me. They even released his body to us. They would not have my father's body. They released my father to me when they realized that I did not do this. You know, they kind of pushed me as not the next of kin. They pushed me down. And I was like, dude, like, you know, it's metaphorical. I'm the next of kin. I'm his legal caregiver. I wasn't his legal caregiver. I took care of my cousin. Okay, yes, 15 is, have you made any new friends this year? Yeah, I say I did. I mean, I got connected with my mom's family afterwards, mind you guys, after the mental breakdown, after his passing, after the funeral. Some of my family members started coming to me and they were messaging me saying, "Hey, Borks, how's your dad? Is everything okay with your dad?" Because they all know that I used to make videos like, hey, sometimes I won't be on Facebook for like almost a month and I'd post and say, guys, I'm sorry, because, you know, my family freaks out when I don't hear from us, which is good. You know, I was cooking or I was, you know, meal prepping, which are things I did, or you know, Dad had an accident. And one time I had posted he had fell and hit his head, and I was, oh my goodness, something for ambulance, guys. Oh my goodness, and they were like, what? So even then they were like, if anything happens to him, and then somebody found my cousin, my dad's cousin. My dad has a couple cousins with the same exact name as his, and they found listing for Rupert had fell in his home and passed away as a result of his fall. And the family said, "Is that Uncle Pert? Like, is that Borkson? Like, what?" Because it didn't have me listed as his child. So people were, this happened twice. So they were very concerned. And I said, no, that he had a stroke, but he survived. He did fall. He did hit his head. He went to the hospital. They had to like do all kind of machines that a 9-year-old man falls, puts his head open. They do look at the caregiver. But anyway, guys, they looked, and I know this video is kind of like sad, but this has been a sad year for me. Oh my guys, my family members were starting to call me saying, if you need anything, Borkson, or Uncle Pert needs anything, do not, you know, hesitate. Even if your brother needs something, or even if even if Rupert needs someone to talk to, like my other brother, please do not hesitate. We're there for you guys, and we love you guys, just please. And I didn't do it. I sat on my butt, and I actually, guys, heard about making friends is, yeah, I've gotten connected with my mom's family. They all consider me a friend. They consider me a sister. My cousins even say, like, I'm basically their sister. They said, you've been there our whole lives, Brooks, and it just felt so weird when you weren't there. And they said, but we knew you were taking care of Uncle Pert, who needed you. And the whole family said they were so thankful that my dad had somebody by his side when he took his last breath. He was holding my hand. So it was nice, of course. And I'm overprotective. I love everything, guys. And yeah, of course, I made plenty of friends. I reconnected, like I said, with I don't want to say the real names on here, Nina and Nancy, and then Nancy's grandma and mom, and Nina's mom, and I made friends with a bunch of cats this year, you guys. Like a whole cluster of cats are now my best friends, and they're my little cuddle friends. And of course, King, he's the best thing that ever happened to me. Almost, I love him. What are 3 moments from this year that you are appreciative for? Appreciate. Or grateful for. Okay. Well, I'm grateful for family. I'm gonna say more than 3 because I'm appreciative for more than 3. Appreciate the fact that my cousin, her husband, took me in, and now they're like my surrogate parents, because they even said they were very upset that I went through what I went through, and I was having panic attacks and all that good jazz, and I had to basically rebuild. And the love of my family that surrounded me in a time of this kind of tragedy. So yeah, guys, family support is something. I have friends. I have King. I have the cats. I love dogs. You guys don't know. I love animals, and I have this whole big room, and I have all of my new stuff, my new clothes. I got a wardrobe. I got makeup, hair accessories. I got new glasses. Actually, I bought these myself, and with the pink one hair, I bought them myself. But I'm thankful for them because they help me see a little bit. And when I'm taking care of King, I need glasses to be able to see where his boom boom is, or I will step in it. And it's just stuff like that, guys. So this video is kind of long, guys. I'm sorry this video is kind of coded in a little bit of sadness, but next year it won't be. So guys, like I said, I love animals overall, so I get to hang out with animals. I think I'm going to start volunteering somewhere, so I might try and see if I can volunteer in a cat or a dog shelter, because animals is what brought this cold heart. Like I said, after the accident, I was like cold. I didn't care if I lived or not. Like I didn't care. But when I met these cats, guys, they jumped up in my lap. They were loving me. I first met King. He could feel there was something wrong with me. We shared backstories. My dog has a really heart-shattering backstory, but we're together now. I love him. He's, like I said, probably one of the people I love the most. I love that dog. I love that dog more than like almost anything. I have night terrors about him. I have dreams about walking him, and guys, we're still in real life, guys. That's another goal. Oh, that's another goal I have. Guys, is I want to start walking my dog. I want him to be able to let me walk him. He has trouble with walking because, beagles. I've never met a beagle that could walk on the leash right. I don't know, Snoopy. They show Snoopy and Charlie Brown walking, being all nice and being all trained. I don't know. Mr. Schultz obviously doesn't know, about real beagles, because real beagles are very hard to train. Okay, guys, this video is long enough because I actually hit the button, so I have to edit. Okay, remember to comment, like, share, subscribe. Go and hit the bell for post notifications. I love you all. Bye, guys. I got hiccuping. So, guys, I also want to say, too, I want this video to be positive, not negative. If any weird comments come out, any nasty comments, I will block and report. And also, guys, if you watch 1 or 2 of my videos, consider subscribing, because it seems like my subscriber rates are really, really low, but I'm starting to get there on both channels. Okay, bye, guys.